there! This is Arthur. I am the host once again.
I'm a sexy dinosaur. Rawr.
And this is Joys3ck. On my right side, it's Kamui.
Yay!
And on the left side, the communist side, Revolts.
Hello.
For this podcast, we're gonna talk about our little favorite RPGs and JRPGs. But first, some corrections from the last program. Forza Motorsport, A Way Out, Dead Space 3, and the Call of Duty series. All of these games has split screen co-op or a versus mode, whatever. Just so we are clear on this, because we may have missed or mistaken then on the last podcast. Okay then?
No problem.
So let's start this shit. So, Revolts, what is an RPG?
An RPG is a role-playing game.
Alright.
So it's a game
Alright.
mainly has a nice story,
A narrative focus.
a storytelling. The battle system is not the main thing of the game. It's more of
Sometimes.
not in the RPG. The
Yeah.
RPG is the storytelling, the universe of the game.
Yes.
It's the most important thing in this
Genre.
genre of game.
So, okay. For this time, we're gonna do 3 games each and 3 sessions of 3 games each. So, let's start with Kamui,
Yay!
your little first RPG of
Little.
the heart.
Little.
Not so little, because RPGs are long as fuck.
Yeah, and this is a very long game. It's called Grandia, whatever.
Grandia.
Grandia, yeah, whatever.
Grandia.
Yeah, whatever. It's my favorite JRPG
Ever.
ever. Like,
Oh,
it was released for the Sega Saturn. It was supposed to be released for the Sega CD, but since the Sega
Limited.
CD was kind of a failure, they moved it on to the Saturn. That was also kind of a failure, but not in Japan. Yeah, in the West, okay, but in Japan it was a hit. To start, it has a lot of cliches of the JRPG genre, but it was made to compete with Final Fantasy VII. Like, PlayStation had Final Fantasy VII, the Saturn had Grandia. It's a very beautiful game. Like, the story is, like I said, it's kind of cliche, but you can see the growth of each character, especially of the 2 main characters. The art direction is incredible. Like, okay, it doesn't have like huge revolutionary graphics, whatever.
Yeah, but it was that time.
Yeah, but it was
It's a great game for the
Pixel
time.
art.
Yes, it's artistic. It's a very artistic game. The music score is incredible. The length of the game, I think it's maybe 60 or 80 hours to beat the game.
And for that time, there's a lot of hours.
Yeah.
It's a very long game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very story focused as well, and the battle system is incredible because it was very different for its time. Because it's turn-based, but it has a little action oriented battle system. You could learn new spells and new skills while you were in battle, and that was very different. Oh yeah, it was released for the Saturn, but then it got a port for the PS1. Then we had the English version made.
That was quite a crap.
Yeah, and it was made exclusively. It was made by Sony,
And the auto, it's exclusively English one.
Yeah,
English
and
dub.
The English dub is atrocious. It's horrible.
It's funny. Come on, it's funny.
No, it's funny. Of
It's funny
course.
in a bad way,
In
but
a bad
it's
way, but
funny.
it's funny. There is that girl.
It's a bad joke.
The main character is named Justin, and he has a girl, a friend, and it's a little girl named Sue. She has a voice of a 50-year-old man.
It's
It's
awesome.
horrible. I mean, it's funny, but it's horrible. And it's my favorite game, JRPG, because it means a lot to me. Back in the day, I was having a very tough time in my life. It helping. Sorry, it helping. Sorry, it helped me to go through that time. Sorry for that. I'm tired and I'm sick.
I'm
We
gonna
are
cut
worried,
it.
man.
No worries.
Okay.
No worries.
All right, so.
And you have a Grandia tattoo.
Yes, I forgot about the tattoo. Yes, I have a
You
tattoo.
have a Final Fantasy 9 tattoo.
Yeah, if you
And I
have.
still don't have a Witcher tattoo.
If you have
No
watched
worries.
my streams, because I am the shirtless streamer,
Woohoo!
yeah, it's kind of
Nudes.
my trademark. I think you
Nude
two don't know
streaming.
that, but it's my trademark.
We're gonna make a nude stream someday.
You probably saw my tattoo is on my right arm. It's a sun, whatever. But okay, I recommend this game. It's awesome. If you have a PS1, you can download it on the PS Store for the PS3. It's available.
We don't know if it's on the PS Now program because
Yeah.
we don't have PS Now here in Brazil. but
Yeah.
It may be.
Oh yes, and Grandia. It is a series. You have the first one, the second,
And the third.
a spin-off for the PS2 called Grandia Extreme that is horrible, and the third game also for the PS2. And they're gonna release an HD version, collection, remaster, whatever, of the first game and the second game for the Switch and for Steam. The second game has already an anniversary edition.
Oh, so there are Grandia sports team.
Yeah,
So-
the
so-
first one not yet, but there will be. Alright,
Okay.
so let's pass to Arthur now.
Yeah. Okay, so my game for this first wave, it's gonna be the Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2. Although Divinity is a franchise of, I think, at least 5 RPGs. They are very Dungeons and Dragons heavy, something more in line with this type of fantasy RPGs. But I recommend to play the original Sin 1 and 2 because they were a Kickstarter project, both of them, that got really, really right.
And I didn't know it was a Kickstarter. That's
Yeah.
great.
It is quite awesome games, and they are very, very long, hours and hours of gameplay and choices, and it's an RPG through and through. So the combat system is a turn-based one, very tactic. It has all the mechanics of the D&D pen and paper, so it's a very tough RPG. But most of the battles you can skip it on the talking.
You can talk through.
Yeah, on conversations.
You don't have to fight.
You don't have to fight most of the battles. Some of them you really need, but it's not like Diablo with loot systems and all that. It's just like D&D. Man, I recommend this game so much. The second one especially, I still didn't start it, but I'm almost finishing the first one. And if you want to play on PC, both games have mod support on the Steam Workshop, but also both games are available on Xbox One and PS4. So wait for the sale maybe and grab, because they are awesome and you're gonna have a good time, especially if you have friends to play with. The bosses are extremely tough and long battles. So
You have to play with time.
yeah,
It's not a game
Yeah.
to play softcore. In a way.
Revo's Final Fantasy IX.
Hello guys. I'm gonna talk about my favorite game of all times, in all genres and everything. It's Final Fantasy IX. It's RPG, classic turn-based RPG.
Yeah, very good.
You can play with 4 characters at the same time. One is fixed, and the other 3 you can change and play with any party you feel comfortable. It's a classic game. It's one of the best RPGs of all time because it brings back Final Fantasy series to a mystic, to a medieval,
More fantasy-like,
more fantasy-like RPG.
aesthetic.
Yeah, it's not like Final Fantasy 7 and 8. It's because
That
they
were
are
more futuristic.
yeah, they're
Sci-fi.
more futuristic.
Yeah, steampunk, whatever.
The music of the game is awesome. The battles are really nice. The game isn't so tough and not so easy. It has a
Is Final Fantasy IX the one with Kafka?
no,
No,
Casper
that's
6.
6.
Oh,
Only 6.
okay.
It's
Yeah.
the villain of 6. I love
don't know
Casper.
about
It's
Final
the
Fantasy.
Okay.
Kuja is the
Kuja.
villain.
Kuja.
Kuja, okay,
Yeah,
now.
he's from a place called Terra. It's
Mhm.
like the Earth, but Earth 2.
Nice.
And what I really love about Final Fantasy IX is how you be strong, how you grow up. Have to learn more spells, abilities, and skills. You have to equip all the pieces. You have to equip swords and armors and accessories and everything.
Kind of like Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, where
Yes.
you merge some abilities, but with skills.
You have to be enough ability points to learn
Yes.
forever the ability. So if you want to learn fire, for example, you need 10 ability points. So you have to fight 10 times.
Okay, using fire.
Just using
The gear set.
the gear set.
Okay.
If the character is fighting, you will win the ability points. So for me,
Nice.
it's the most nice and it's really amazing system, the battle system. So I recommend this game. And if you don't know, you could play.
So, which platforms it's available? We can get it. I know you can get it on PS4 as a remaster.
Originally, it's from a PS1, the ending era of PS1.
Mhm.
Now you could play in Android, iOS, Switch.
It probably will have on
Xbox
Steam.
One, Steam.
Yeah,
Steam.
and now it is
PS4,
available.
PS3. You can play on a microwave. You can play anywhere. You can play Final Fantasy IX literally anywhere. So you have to play, guys. It's a really nice game, and I have a Final Fantasy II. I have a VV
The
on my
VV little mage.
Yes, it has
yes
a
on my left leg. So
It's funny because I know most of the Final Fantasy characters because of Kingdom Hearts. So I try to associate
Yes.
Final Fantasy with Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, it's a nice VV is on Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yes.
And we have Safer from Final Fantasy VIII, Cloud, Tifa, Sephiroth.
Even
Yeah.
the little ones from 10, the
Tidus,
Shelfie?
Waka. Yeah, Selfie.
Selfie.
Selfies from 8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from it. They live in the Sora's
Yes,
Island.
Sora,
Yeah,
Destiny Island.
yeah. So guys, play this game and tell us what you think.
And I think
Good
most of Final Fantasy fans, they love 9. Like, they put
Yeah.
9.
Yeah,
Up
because
above.
of what I told.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
bring back Final Fantasy back to the
Their
fantasy.
roots.
Yeah. So guys,
So, next one.
So, second wave. Kamui.
Wave.
What about this
This
retro greatest RPG
Yeah,
ever?
not only RPG, but one of the greatest
Games ever.
game ever. It's still considered by a lot of
Critics and
critics,
journalists.
websites, whatever. The best game ever. It was released for the Super Nintendo. I don't remember when, but this game helped me a lot to learn English, vocabulary and stuff. It was very important to me because it also learned me a lot. Jesus Christ, sorry, this game taught me a lot.
We are so tired.
today-
Sorry
so
guys, I'm
tired.
tired and I'm sick, I'm sorry. And taught
But
me
we
a
are
lot
doing
about
this for
English
you.
and how to play RPGs as well. And it's Chrono Trigger. And I think I don't need to tell much about. I don't have to
Just say it.
say a lot of things about this game because it's a
Yeah.
masterpiece. It's awesome. It has a dream team, like people who made Final Fantasy. You have Akira Toriyama.
from Dragon Ball series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from Dragon Ball and Dragon
It's the-
Quest.
Ginger Goku with a sword in his
Yeah,
back.
Yeah.
kind of.
And they have a frog
And they have a frog.
with
Yeah,
an armor.
and Masamune.
Yeah.
And whatever. Again, it was released for the Super Nintendo, but then you had a PS1 version, then Nintendo DS version, cell phones, smartphones. We had this Steam. That it's a
Steam port?
horrible.
Yeah, it's not a very
port.
good port.
Yeah, I
but
know. But okay, it's a port.
It's a port.
The DS version is okay.
Yeah, for me, I was gonna say that the DS version I think is the best one because you have the cutscenes that they added on the PS1 version.
I mean, on
made
Steam,
by...
the Steam port, maybe there are some side paths that you can take from another sites on the Steam discussions of the game that people put some ideas or improvements that you can download for the game.
Yeah,
maybe, I
see.
don't know.
Because
I don't have the game.
Yeah, the problem with the Steam port is that they ported from the Android.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
so
But
it's a
again,
problem.
the DS version has the animated cutscenes from the PS1, but without the loading times. Because the PS1 version was incredible. They added those animated cutscenes that were made by the studio responsible for the Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, whatever cutscenes. But they had the PS1 version had a lot of loading times, so it was kind of boring. The Chrono Trigger has a very good story, involves time travel, but it's so perfect. Everything fits together perfectly. The side quests, because the story of the game is not so long, but if you try to do all the side quests, it takes a lot of time. It was the first game to have a New Game Plus. Yes, so it kind of revolutionized the industry back then. It has, I think, 13 or 14 endings. I don't remember.
That's a lot of endings.
The music is awesome. The graphics, the battle system is kind of a turn-based, but with action stuff as well. The active battle system. And it's incredible. I have a lot of characters. Spoiler alert! Okay. There is a part that Chrono, the main character, dies. And, yeah, and you can beat the game with him dead, or you can try to revive him. It's amazing. I really recommend if you have never played this, like Arthur never played, so he needs to play that.
Chrono Trigger is a reference when we talk about RPGs. So
It's
a
a mark.
must play.
Yeah.
It's a mark not only on the genre of RPGs but also in gaming development.
Yeah, like Final Fantasy VII was, or even 6. Alright, so...
Okay,
Arthur,
so
let's
this
continue
time I'm going to bring a series that was resurrected from the ashes of their cybernetic death. And it's Deus Ex. I know that you guys don't really like Deus Ex.
Yeah, I played only the Dreamcast one a long time ago, I don't remember.
I don't like
It probably was a Dreamcast port, I believe, because Deus Ex was PC first exclusive thing. But you can get the original one and the Invisible War on Steam very, very cheap on maybe some sale. But I'm gonna talk about Human Revolution and more importantly, Mankind Divided. It's my favorite one, and man, Deus Ex is quite a franchise. And these two last games, they are simply awesome, and the questions they bring to the table about ethics and augmentation of the human body and human mind, and how the gameplay affects these questions, and man, it's just a lot of fun to use Jensen's power. Adam Jensen is the protagonist. Human Revolution and Mankind Divided, they are before the first Deus Ex, so you don't really need to play the old ones unless you want, because they are fantastic. First person RPG, so it has shooter elements, but it's not a shooter game.
FPS, right?
Yeah, it's an FPS, but it's not exactly a shooter.
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
so it's much more RPGs. Mankind Divided even has kind of like dual conversations. Human Revolution had something like that, but not in the way Mankind Divided do. I mean, you can battle bosses just talking with them. It's amazing. It's really role playing like a detective, a future detective, and it's what if you are hyped for Cyberpunk 2077, it's probably the most important recommendation you can have on Cyberpunk genre for present day consoles or video games. There are some other games, but I think Deus Ex is the one that gets most right and closer to what Cyberpunk might be. I believe Cyberpunk will take a lot of cues from the Deus Ex games. But yeah, that's it. This is my recommendation. Play
What's
the
the
game.
name of the main character?
Adam Jensen.
He's hot.
He really is.
Oh god.
And you can shower with his naked body and his robotic legs and arms.
You should see that on YouTube.
It's funny. Okay. So, Robots, what about this trilogy? Awesome fantasy sci-fi trilogy.
Sci-fi trilogy. Well, I'm gonna talk about Mass Effect series. Just that 1, 2, and 3. We'll not talk about Andromeda.
Andromeda is a
because,
failure.
well,
It's a spin-off.
Andromeda doesn't matter.
Yeah. Nobody cares about Andromeda.
No.
Not even EA.
Yeah. So
Well.
Mass Effect 1 was really an
It was the most RPG
Yeah.
of the bunch.
Because you have to. It's a third-person shooter with a lot of RPG elements, and we play as Shepard. And you have to play not only with Shepard, but you have to play with their friends as well. You have to
has
mix
a party system.
You have to mix their strength to complete the game, and you quite a part. And you have to the romances, and you have the choices. You have your more morale, and
A lot of interactions
Yeah,
between
you
the
have a lot of-
characters
yeah.
and stuff.
it's not just shooting things. You have to
Okay.
talk about and sometimes you miss a fight because you can talk through it. So
Mhm.
it's a really complex game. Mass Effect 2 has become more of an action game.
Yes.
It has a lot of RPG stuff, but
It's very
now
Gears of War
it's
combat
focused
system.
more on the combat system and has a marvelous story. If you don't make the right choices and if your friends are not loyal to you,
They will
everyone
probably
will
die.
So loyalty and friendship is really important things in this game. And now we will talk about Mass Effect 3. Then
It's my favorite one.
I love
I only have,
2
I
and
have
3.
only played the second one, but I love it.
Mass
I need to
Effect
play the others.
Mass Effect 3 is more like a combat game. It has the RPG stuff, but it's the easiest of the
They
three.
toned down a bit the
Yeah.
RPG just as an element, not the
Man, now
focus.
it's
So
the
gameplay focus on
yeah,
RPG.
third-person
Yes.
shooter.
It's more action oriented.
It has an online feature.
Mhm.
You can play the horde mode with more friends, 4 players tops, and it's amazing. It's
Yeah.
a great game.
The three-colored ending.
Yeah, some people don't like the ending because it has only 3 options. And the main thing of this game is the options. You have a lot of options,
Yeah.
a lot of different
People,
choices.
They trash the ending of Mass Effect as it's just 3 colors and 3 simple endings, and we already discussed that, but on off camera, off audio, Mass Effect it has very interesting endings. Your choices lead you to this ending, but what offended me most was the extended cut in how BioWare and EA treated us. I don't think the story, speaking on the story thing, I don't think it was a bad ending. I just think that the way it was delivered to us, it was a bad business choice.
If you look for the history vision, it's okay.
Yes.
The ending was good and okay, because when you play Mass Effect 1, all of your choices will reflect on Mass Effect 3. So play well on 1, 2, and 3. You have the ending on 3. So if you play only the Mass Effect 3, some of your choices will be computer made. Yeah, so you don't have so much impact. You have a lot of friends, you have a lot of people who start with you and end with you.
Yeah, most of the characters will remember all your actions from the first game and the second game.
Yeah, and Garrus is with you on the 3 games. Yeah, it's time for some calibrations. So I recommend this game. It's a really nice series. You can play on PS3 and Xbox 360
and the PC.
Actually,
Mass Effect 1 is from Xbox, the original Xbox.
I think yes.
Yeah,
no, I think it's from the
360.
No, it's from the original.
No.
It's from the original
Mass Effect 1 is from the original Xbox.
But then they released it on the 360. And Mass Effect 3 has a Wii U port.
Oh my god!
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I knew that,
it's not that port.
Okay.
I remember that I think Mass Effect 2 or 3 it has some kinetic thing with the kinetic Xbox.
It must be the 3, but I don't know.
Because you it has
It
some
must be the
voice
third.
commands you could give to the characters.
Yeah,
But
probably
it's
the
quite
third one. Guys, now we will go to the
Third and
final wave.
Yeah.
Starting with the beautiful. You're breathtaking.
Okay. Well, Phantasy Star. It's a very good and famous RPG series. Started on the Sega Master System. It was kind of revolutionary for its time. The first game, you have a female protagonist, but a strong female protagonist. She was kind of a warrior, not the healer or the mage or the white mage, whatever.
Or the conventions that the archers or rogues are weaker classes.
Yes, like usually back then women were weak in games, but not with Phantasy Star. And the fourth game is my favorite one from the series, and I like 3 as well, but Phantasy Star 3 was kind of the black sheep in the series.
The one that everybody ignores.
4, Phantasy Star 4 is basically if it were Phantasy Star 3. It's kind of confusing because they try to ignore the story of the third game. And what I like a lot about Phantasy Star is that you have the fantasy element, the magic, whatever, but you have technology. I think it was one of the first JRPGs that you had that. Like you can travel to other planets using a spaceship. You have cyborgs, AI, computers, and electronic devices and weapons and armors. It's very interesting. And it was released for the Sega Genesis, Mega Drive, Sega Genesis, whatever. It was supposed to be released for the Sega CD, but I don't know what really happened. Maybe money shortage, whatever.
Well, low budget.
No, it is a big
It's not a
budget.
low budget game, but the budget
Because-
kind of.
Probably because of Phantasy Star 3, they probably be kind of
Maybe
scary,
it's
lose money and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And then basically the game story is a sequel to the second game story. You have the other planets to go. Of course, you need to save the world, blah blah blah. But the characters are very nice. It is a kind of tense game near the end, but you have a lot of humor and it's fun. It has some very dark moments where one of the main characters die and you cannot bring her back. It's nice. It's a very good game. But now Phantasy Star is focused only in the online series, and I wish Sega
would remake then, or maybe reboot
yeah, or
it.
maybe bring back the main series like Phantasy Star V.
It would be nice.
I doubt. I think.
But we can hope.
Yeah, I think it
always
will
hope.
never happen. And again, it's another game that helped me a lot to learn and get better
on English.
Yeah, with
Or
English vocabulary
and even life.
Yeah. And oh yeah, battle systems turn-based, but then you have those macro stuffs that you could combine. Techniques.
Like a Trinity system.
Yeah, like Chrono Trigger. I forgot to say again.
Combine the skills or spells.
And it's a very pretty game. It's one of the last Genesis games. I really recommend it. And then let's go to
Okay, so let's start with this franchise. It's awesome franchise that also I'm the only one who cares on this table.
I tried to like. I played the second one, and it's not for me.
Yeah, sorry, I tried to play The Witcher 3,
Okay.
but
It's not like
Yeah, it's The Witcher, The Witcher series.
Oh, sorry,
the goddamn
spoiler.
Witcher.
I've spoiled you.
Spoiler. Okay, so yeah, the first Witcher is not that good. I mean, I like it a lot. I really love The Witcher, the first Witcher. I beat it, I think, 5 times. And it has a very clunky and weird combat system. The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings, it's a big as improvement on the first one. In that it changed the combat system, it changed the potion system, much more heavy on the RPG themes. And then we have the big evolution of RPGs. And for me personally, I think this generation of consoles, the Xbox One and PS4, for the RPG genre, it had 2 big evolutions. Not revolution, because none of the games have had a revolutionized the genre, but I think the Witcher 3 and Zelda Breath of the Wild, they both brought some big evolutions to the genre. Man, The Witcher 3 is so great. It's so great. So many awesome monster designs, the moral choices and questions that the game brings, and then that puts on your hand to choose, to make the choice. Well, it's a lesson on game development and on storytelling. I think that I know that you guys don't really gonna give this second try, but man,
I will play Witcher again. I promise.
I support this game so much. I think The Witcher 3 is my favorite game of all time, and until Cyberpunk 2077 comes out. But man, play it if you can play it. Really, dude, because it's awesome, and you're gonna give a lot of hours to this game. I mean, a lot of hours just to beat it. I think I played about 100 hours or more, and there are even the expansions back for The Witcher. The Hearts of Stone with maybe some 10 hours of story content, and the Blood and Wine expansion that gives you a new map and about 30 hours of gameplay.
So it's basically a new game.
Yeah, basically a new game. And you have I don't remember.
Okay.
I mean, you have a farm to farm wine. That's the term. Sorry, the bag in English.
Like a wine cellar?
Yeah. I think it is. The wine cellar is where you stock wine.
Yeah.
The thing is that you do wine.
A winer.
Yeah. I think maybe not. But you also Geralt gets a mention on this expansion. It's awesome, and it's the farewell from the character and from CD Projekt Red to the franchise, at least for now. So yeah, man, play The Witcher, especially the second and the third game, not the first one, because I know the first one it's not for everyone, but man, such an awesome franchise. Okay, Revos,
Well,
let's finish this.
I'm gonna talk about one of the most amazing and amazing JRPGs. I'm gonna talk about Persona 3.
That I love too.
Yeah, Persona 3 is amazing. I have a big tattoo for Persona 5, but
Yeah.
I'll make one for Persona 3 as well. So, Persona 3 is a turn-based RPG with anime art style, and the beautiful thing about Persona 3 is the social link. It's kinda the real life, but when you can summon entities, demons, gods to fight darkness. So it's a nice life,
Very
And-
light game,
Yeah, and
easy themes.
to become stronger in the game, you have to become stronger with your ties. So you have to tie with the other people, you have to improve your links. And all the social links are tarot cards. So it's really nice as well. And all your summons, all your personas are based in all
Mythology
the
entities.
mythologies there we have Chinese, Japanese, Greek, Egyptian. So it's a marvelous game. It's a dark game. It's
Yeah.
not to
It
take
looks-
so lightly.
Yeah, it looks cute and colorful.
Yeah, and
but
all
But
it's
it's gonna
the-
give you such a
not.
bad time.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
the anime style, but it's a dark game with dark histories and show the dark side of everyone, because everyone has light and dark, and Persona 3 shows in a beautiful way. You have two endings, a good end and a bad ending. In the bad ending, I will not say anything because I won't spoil you guys. But play this game is one of the beautiful games I ever played. So it helped me a lot too in some phase of my life. But I strongly recommend this game for you guys.
Yeah.
You control only the protagonist,
Yeah.
and the others three is an NPC. But you can choose some gambits like Final Fantasy 12
Mhm.
kinda, and you
Make
can
some
Strategy.
redefined
yeah
tactics.
you make the strategy, and the town builder will
Play out
control
the way you
three
want.
and you control one.
Okay.
It's a beautiful game, and
The music.
the music is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the soundtrack is stunning. So, guys, play this game. Play all the games we.
Yeah, well, Persona had a very distinct art style, especially the fifth one.
Yeah.
I think it's the fifth one is now the most famous, and the one that I see the most. I didn't play any Persona, but man, yeah, there are some tough
It's
games.
beautiful, and you have
And there are some very long games also.
Yeah, I played for more than 100 hours to finish this game. It's
Yeah, I
a
don't remember-
really long
Yeah, I
game.
don't remember how many hours took me to beat it, but it was around that.
And the one of the nice things about Persona is when you finish the game, when you turn off the console, or you miss
Those
the
characters,
characters.
those stories.
Yeah, because they become your friends. So it's kinda, you say farewell to all of them and you miss them.
Yeah.
It's a strange sensation.
It's
but,
hard to explain.
yeah,
right?
it's a feeling that
Only playing
Yeah,
to
it's
know.
sad, but
Yeah.
you happy for them. Well, it's
So, where
video game.
this little sad, beautiful story it's available?
It's
Where can we
available
play it?
originally on PS2.
PS2.
Yeah.
You have a version.
Oh
of
yeah, the
the
Persona
PSP.
it's Sony only.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But if people can get the PS2 version, they maybe can emulate on PC.
yeah, and you can play on PS3.
Oh, yeah.
about the PS2 classics.
Okay.
So you can play on PS2, PSP, PS3, and emulator.
Yeah.
And if you have PS Now, PS Now,
Yeah.
PlayStation Now,
Yeah, I don't know if you
look for it.
Yeah, because here in
We-
Brazil
we don't have
this.
PlayStation
We don't have
now.
PlayStation
Yes.
now. Well,
So
guys,
okay.
That's it. Yes.
Sorry because we are very tired and
Yeah.
it's late.
sorry about the bad English,
Nah,
but well,
it's not bad
okay.
English. It's good. Don't worry.
Yeah. We're really tired today, so we'll make some improvements on the other.
Yeah, we already
Podcast.
had a lot of improvements. So,
Yeah.
but again, send us your feedback.
Yes.
We are listening and we are improving. We are a little tired, but we are happy to do it.
Yes.
It's been quite fun.
Yes.
So once more, thank you for your beautiful ears.
And again, guys, once more, you can
Subscribe to
listen
the channel.
to this on my channel. Yes, and Spotify. The link is gonna be on the description if you wanna follow us on
Mhm.
Spotify. And thanks, guys. Thanks for being so awesome. Yes, for the support as always. And thanks you too, Revo and Arthur.
Yeah, thanks for
A lot of
you guys.
thanks.
Thank you for your feedback. It's really important to us. It's a nice thing to do to be here. So thank you guys and thanks for all the fish.